Good evening, I'm Elizabeth Cook.
And I'm Ken Bassett, and we begin with storm watch tonight. The rain, the wind started hitting the Bay Area a little while ago.
It's expected to get a whole lot worse over the next few hours. Looking live at some of our Bay Area bridges, you can see despite the wet, slick roadways, the commute is moving right along.
Other drivers not so lucky tonight. You can see that huge line, headlights out there as we try to find Interstate 880 in Oakland.
Well, the rain started hitting the Bay Area this afternoon, and since then it's been getting heavier and heavier.
We have live team storm watch coverage. We'll get to Andria Borba in just a moment. But first, our chief meteorologist, Paul Deanno, and the high-def Doppler. Paul?
Ken, Liz has checked the latest wind gusts, 47 miles per hour just offshore, 45 at some of our coastal locations, 48 miles per hour at the top of Mount Diablo. We're just getting started. Cold front arrives overnight tonight. Ahead of it, we have a lot of rainfall. It has been raining for the past several hours, continues to rain steadily. Vallejo north to Napa and Yountville, north and east to Vacaville and Fairfield. Still some steady rainfall around Petaluma and San Rafael. A little bit of a break. Enjoy it while you have it. Peninsula, San Jose, rain-free currently, and some lighter rain for Hayward and Fremont. As we're looking toward Antioch and Oakley and Brentwood, steady soaking rainfall on the eastern slopes of Mount Diablo. A lot to unwrap here. First, a flash flood watch just went into effect, lasts all the way through Saturday morning. Heavy rain likely overnight tonight. Roadway flooding. Small streams may flood. Be smart, turn around, don't drown. That's the mantra from the Weather Service, and we second that here. High wind warning. It's going to be really windy at the coastline overnight tonight and tomorrow. Wind gusts 60 to 65 miles per hour. But even San Francisco, San Rafael, Oakland, San Jose could see wind gusts in excess of 40 or 45 miles per hour as the cold front moves through overnight tonight. So we're wet. A lot of rain at 9 o'clock, but the most intense weather, if you will, comes as that cold front arrives. And Futurecast says that will happen sometime around 4 o'clock in the morning, give or take an hour. So it's going to be a stormy night overnight tonight. We get a bit of a break Saturday morning before things ramp up again on Saturday. So it's going to get windier and wetter as the evening progresses. If you're a light sleeper, it's not going to be a good night's rest. It's going to be pounding. The rain will, and the wind is going to be howling with the stormiest weather overnight until about 8 o'clock in the morning. We'll talk more about how much snow to expect in the Sierra and how much rain we're going to get all weekend long coming up in a few minutes.
All right, Paul, thank you for that. We'll see you in just a minute. Our Storm Watch team coverage, though, continues live in Pacifica.
That's where we find KPIX 5's Andria Borba out in the elements for us. Andria?
Well, Ken, Elizabeth, photojournalist Greg Weichel and I have been out here since about 2 in the afternoon at this point. The rain has lightened up, but what has not lightened up, and in fact gotten much rougher, is the surf coming in off the Pacific Ocean right now. The surf has gotten stronger. You're, of course, looking at a slow set. Timing doesn't always work for television, but things have gotten rougher as the afternoon has worn on out here. People are no longer hanging out on the pier really at this point, but there are plenty of people who came out to watch the storm and do so every year.
What I ever saw was when it actually lifted the pier up about 3 inches because the waves were hitting underneath that, and I was on it, so that was exciting.
Maybe you don't want to do that again?
I ran off and the other group ran on because they wanted to go for a ride, I guess.
Now, swells have increased here in the past few hours, but the thing to note at this point, there is a buoy about 20 miles offshore from where I am standing here in Pacifica right now. That is already getting wind readings from the storm at about 40 miles an hour as this storm pushes closer and closer to the shoreline and all the way into the Bay Area and all the way up into the Sierra. Ken?
It'll be a wet night. Andria Borba in Pacifica. Thank you, Andria. I'll stay with KPIX 5 and KPIX.com for up-to-the-minute storm watch coverage.